Raising a family in North America does not look appealing to me. I'm like, honey child, no, no, no. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about value-adding content for you to live an authentic and fulfilled life. Welcome back to KBs Chai, where we just chat and talk about all things Africa, African diaspora, etc, etc. We just chit chat. Anyway, so as you can tell by the title, today's topic is why I left Canada. I get this question on a daily basis. Literally every single day somebody asks me this, and I just love talking about it generally. It's just so funny because people are shocked. And it's hilarious because it's not just people who live like where I live in Kampala, but also online. So yeah, I figured it's been a while since I did one of these videos, so let's just get into it. So this one will just be 5 brief points. There's a lot more than a lot deeper than just these few, but I feel like these are the ones I could think of at the top of my head that were significant enough to mention. All right, so as most of us who grew up in North America kind of always understood, there's this like North American dream. It's really an American dream, but you know, Canada, we just piggyback off of America. So this American dream of like a white picket fence, 2.5 children, a dog, married and whatever. And I feel like personally, it's never fully appealed to me. It's something I've always wanted, but like I was like, that's like scratching the surface. There's so much more I want to do with my life. And I feel like, to be quite honest with you, especially in COVID, it was really highlighted how the American dream kind of seems to be a hoax. I don't think it was ever anything that, to be very honest with you, maybe at some point, maybe the 60s, but maybe they also idolized that time. So to us who didn't grow up in that time, it seems like it was fulfilled then, but I think it's kind of dead. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but it really does just seem like the American dream just isn't, I don't know, from, like I said, being in COVID and just seeing how my friends are living, and most of them are doing really well on a global scale for sure, but it just doesn't seem like people are quite there. And the ones who do have those things, it's like there's something more they're striving for, or it could be a little bit of plateau. And like I said, these are just people that I know, day-to-day life, or people that I've come across. But to me, I just really kind of feel like the American dream is dead. I don't even know if there's more for me to say on that point except that. And especially as a Black female who lived in North America, I feel like living in Canada was a bit better and it was a bit cushioned, but I don't think that dream was ever for many of us. To be 100% honest with you, and being an immigrant there, I just, I was like, And I think most immigrants will have to admit to themselves that that dream is not the only dream, because there's family you do need to support abroad. You might have moved, but we're community, baby. Like most people, unless you're actually generationally American, you do understand the importance of community. And it's not you and your nuclear family you're taking care of. It's a lot of other people. So personally, I'm just like, nah, it's never been that appealing. So something that I've mentioned so many times, and I think it's like the number one thing that I've mentioned, of not necessarily why I left Canada, but why I specifically decided to move to Africa. I was like, it's such a virgin economy. The ROI on business is crazy, and the time it takes to become break even and become successful in your business, I'm using the word successful loosely because that can mean different things for different people, but generally speaking, is a lot faster. Like I'm seeing people do whatever businesses people do in North America, but here in record timing. I'm like, bruh, how are people not knowing this? Like, how is this not talked about regularly? There must be a reason why. I'm not saying I'm gonna be a conspiracy theorist anytime soon, but sometimes I'm like, these theories and people are onto something. Sometimes they're onto something, but yeah, ROI on business, and literally most countries, generally speaking, and even the countries with pretty strong economy, it's still really a virgin market. It's such a virgin market. So personally, I was like, where else would I want to be? Where else would I want to be? All right, point number 3, which I think is becoming a little more evident now that us millennials are like in our 30s, but raising a family in North America does not look appealing to me. I'm like, honey child, no. Unless you are very, like, I don't even say attentive parent, because I think most parents are attentive. Just because you work, it doesn't mean you're attentive. But I feel like if I were to have raised my kids in North America, and I'm not saying it'll never happen, I'm sure maybe for some reason, who knows, maybe they'll be really good at something and there's just the resources are better there, or in another country, somewhere else. Maybe they'll be geniuses and maybe we have to move to Asia for some reason. I don't know. You guys know I'm always down for a good travel, but I would feel like I'd have to be like either a stay-at-home mom or a mom who works only at home. Like, be with your kids all the time. Like, I grew up in an age where millennials were the last generation who experienced life without internet, and now with internet it's just actually disturbing the amount of access children have. And the reality is, if you're a working parent, you're not going to be able to monitor them on 1,000% of the time. And when they go to schools, you have access to phones. You're not going to be monitored all the time. And I'm just like, it scares me all the time. And I also know you can't hover around your children. Not a parent yet, but like, you also have to like allow them to spread their wings. But let me build the strong foundation first. Let's first, have mommy's values and morals and instincts, and then you can go and spread your wings. But why are you spreading your wings at 3 with an iPad with full access to the internet? It's creepy and it's weird. And I feel like here, because of the life that I'm building, I'm able to work and still have time, and I know for sure to build with a family. And because luckily enough, we live in a country where you have access to, say, house help, you have access to people to be able to like offset a lot of these things and like have more time for your children. So that was one thing that it was very clear about. One thing I will say that scares me, I've said it before and I'll say it again, is like school, that I know that the level of education that I got and the openness in education, it's not about the amount of what you learned. Most of my friends here know more than me, technically speaking. My mom used to laugh all the time. Not even laugh, I think internally cried. But now that she's a grandma, and like we're all past school and my sisters are in uni, me and my other one are done, I think now it's okay. But I think at the time she used to be like, where do they stand? What record do they have in the district, in the city? Where does your teacher rank? I was like, what's the closest school? That's what people really base it off of there, right? So most of my friends here, like, you'll go to trivia and things that I'm like, wow, y'all know a lot of things that they didn't bother telling us. But then there was a level of other things that we learned that I do appreciate. And I hope that I find somewhere that works well for my kids for that. So anyway, to wrap it all up, I feel like when it comes to the morals and values of a society, just generally speaking, like the foundational ones, and then trying to build on that with your personal values and morals, and then molding to shape a child, I feel like I prefer to have my child raised here personally. But that's just me. All right, so point number 4, something I haven't actually touched on much, but I feel like I really should be a bit more, maybe, I don't want to say honest, but I think more transparent about now that my life has changed in the last, I would say 2 years since I did a video like this. But I feel like I get bored very easily. Maybe you guys can see that with the sporadicness of my channel. If you go back 10 years ago and see what I was doing, and then 5 years, and then now, very different things. My channels and my platforms just move with me, evidently. But I get very bored easily, and I like being in places that I can be stimulated, and there's certain things different things that I want to do and stuff. And I feel like that is more attainable here. I feel like I left the rat race, but I feel like I'm in a different rat race here, but it's not a rat race, like a community rat race that I felt like Canada was. It was like you're on a hamster wheel and everyone's on the same damn wheel and no one seems to know how to get off the friggin' wheel. Whereas here, you can live whatever life you want to live in Uganda. It's really up to you. If you want to sit on this couch and be a couch potato for the rest of your life, I guess you could do that as long as you find the funds, because cost of living is, yes, as you've seen. Or if you haven't, check out my cost of living video. But it's a lot less than Canada. But for me, I realized that the rat race taught me a lot in Canada, and therefore I've learned to have a really good work ethic and be able to like hit certain goals and milestones and be in a trajectory and a path and focus. And I realized I don't want to fall off that. I think I did when I first came, when I was trying to find my footing, figuring out what I want to do, knowing that I was skilled at so many different things, but trying to focus and zero in on one thing. I'm still trying to figure that bit out of be just focused, because there's so many things I want to do by the time I die at 102. But at this moment, it's just so interesting that like I created my own rat race. I'm literally in my own rat race on my own hamster wheel alone in Uganda by myself. But I'm like, no, I gotta get these goals. I gotta get these goals done. I see myself in my head and she's coming. She's closer. We're getting closer. But yeah, so I ran away from a rat race to enter my own internal rat race. But I do see the benefits in the long run of where I can get to in this country. And I think it's amazing. It's like here, the sky is the limit. Whereas Canada, the limit is there. The limit, you know what Mean Girls where they're like, the limit does not exist. The limit exists in Canada. I would say, okay, I'm being a bit dramatic. For most people, there's a limit, but if you are a dreamer and you're bigger and you want more, you can really do bigger and greater things there. It's just that's not everyone's norm, and that's not an example all the time. Therefore, you're in this wheel with everybody else. Basically, I'm a lone hamster here. There, you're many hamsters in the same wheel, just going and going and going. All right, the last thing I want to mention is something that I said every year when I do my like yearly update of being here, however long, and now it's been 4 years and a bit. But family and legacy is actually extremely important to me. I just starting and realizing I need to really prioritize and emphasize the importance in my life of seeing that my nuclear family is not the only family at all. Like there's so many other people. Not that I think that they're the only people, but I'm so used to always checking up on and seeing those guys and seeing how they're doing. And they're all mainly in Canada. So I need to get used to like that there's extended family, and there's no difference here between extended and nuclear and immediate. Everybody's your family. But I find family so important, and the need for it as we get older, way more important. I feel like your 20s was for your friends, and your 30s plus is for your family and building a foundation with your people, with your children, with your siblings and your parents as they get older too, and like just growth. Like it becomes more about family. Like life is just more about family. So that I think was something that I felt, which is kind of hilarious leaving Canada. Like why I left Canada was the family bit, but like I said, I'd rather raise my family here. So it's like, let me have that foundation. And I've had so many amazing years with my nuclear family that nothing's ever gonna change. They're my main people. They're my best friends. They're my go-to for everything. But what's beautiful is it doesn't matter if I'm there or not. And now I just prioritize making sure to travel every year and see them regularly. And then now I need to emphasize seeing the ones here. And then also the second part of that, which is legacy. I feel like it's so important to live life where it's not just about you. And we get wrapped up in ourselves every day, all the time, on a regular basis. Then you realize like, you wonder why there's so much depression and such. You're always thinking about yourself. And I just feel like it's so important of like, okay, you're 102, you've lived your life, you've lived a beautiful life. What did you do for other people and the people that are in your life that you love and care about, and those that are just also around who are just directly impacted, whether it's a degree of separation or 6 degrees of separation. Like, what did you do for community and for people? So that's one thing I felt like I could be a lot more impactful here than I would have been there. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up why I left Canada. I feel like there's so many more points, but the first video I did of this, it was so interesting. Like, I think I filmed it a month in, it was before COVID. And it was just like, why did I move to Africa series? It was before I actually like moved. But I was like, no, I'm gonna move next year. Then COVID hit and I was like, oh, God, I don't have a choice. You really took my word for like real, he didn't play at all. So anyway, I think those are the main points. I haven't watched that video in a long time, but I'll link it here somewhere. So go check it out. But yeah, you guys comment below any reasons why you feel like you would leave. I know that there's some very obvious ones that I didn't mention, but I didn't feel like I wanted to, it just wasn't reality of why I left. I do know that some people are really struggling worldwide over real serious life issues, whether it could be health, whether it could be due to like racial issues or due to like the sex that you were born in, whatever it may be. There's many, many reasons why people want to leave certain places, but comment below if there's anything that you feel like you related to this video or you feel like I left out. And yeah, let's chit chat below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Do remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, the usual, and share this video. Share this video with someone that you feel like would relate. You feel like who's been towing the line between leaving somewhere that's really comfortable. Canada is such a beautiful, comfortable country. It's an amazing country. It'll always be my other home, but you can have more than one home. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll check you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.